Hey guys, Muncheez here and welcome to another Wuthering Waves video, and today in this video we're going to talk about what to do when you hit Union level 30, or if you're close to Union level 30. This also applies to you folks. So, the very first thing is you want to hit Databank level 15. This enables you to start getting your 5-star echoes when you are out echo farming or doing farming content, whatever you want. So, this is the first thing that you want to get, because from here on out it's just going to start increasing the rates in which you get 5-star echoes. So this is the first checkpoint you want to reach when you're getting towards or at Union level 30. And then after this, you will be able to go to 16, 17, 18 fairly easily. You can even get all the way up to like 19 and almost 20, but you can't claim 19 until a higher Union level, which I'm assuming is probably like 40. So don't even worry about hitting 19. But if you can get it to 17, that's great, because what 17 does for you is that it heightens your drop rarity to 50%. So it'll be like a 50-50 for a purple or a yellow echo when you're farming. So 17, great place to get to. I also want to talk about this enhanced drop rate. So every week you get this enhanced drop rate. And basically what it is every week you get 15 enhanced drop rates. So as you can see, it says 90%. That means the first 15 Overlord or Calamities, aka your 4-star echoes, will have an increased 90% drop rate as you are farming them. Now it says 15, but you don't have to claim the rewards. You don't have to dump 15 chances worth of wave plates into them. But if you are farming a certain 4-star in specific, this is here to use for your advantage. Now on the topic of farming echoes, you are also going to want to start gearing your resonators, and I'll give you guys a heads up. It is going to be very difficult to find things with crit rate and crit damage. They make those two stats harder to come by in this game, but for the most part, you want to start gearing your resonators. And if you're wondering which set to use, generally speaking, if it's a DPS character, you are going to use the set on them that gives their element a bonus. So like Havoc Rover, you will give her a Havoc set with Sun Sinking Eclipse. So that's the Havoc set, right? And this goes for, like, if you have Calcharo, you can use the Void Thunder set and whatnot. Now, as far as like the healers go and like supports, I'm not an expert on builds or anything like that, but for the most part, I'm assuming she can use either Moonlit Clouds or the Rejuvenating set. So one heals and then one boosts damage even further. But I'm sure there's something out there that tells you which one's better than the other, but I honestly don't see how you could go wrong with either one. Now, if you're looking for something in specific, your data bank is your best friend. You can go in here, pick the set, and you can pick whichever one that you want to farm. Now, the thing that I want to point out about this is there are elite class monsters in here, and these are generally your 3-cost echoes. If you need 3-cost echoes for whatever character you're choosing to build, make sure you farm these, because these things, once you farm them for the day, as you can see, detection target not found, you'll get this message after you've farmed them all for the day, and they will not respawn until the next day. So the elite level monsters in this game are, you either farm them or you lose them for the day. But when you hit detect, it'll show up on your minimap. You will be able to head to the location, you kill it, and it'll automatically track the next one. The bosses can be farmed almost infinitely. Those are the 4-star echoes, and you just don't collect the rewards. But these elite monsters, your 3-stars, they are either farm them or lose them for the day. You don't gotta go crazy and sweat and do every single one every day, but for sure you want to focus on the ones for the characters that you are building. So the next thing I want to talk about is tuning your echoes. So when you're tuning your echoes, don't go too crazy. I made a mistake on this Dreamless even. When you go to the tuning, it'll have a slider on the bottom, and you'll have tons of these resources at the beginning, but you don't want to just go crazy with it. A good rule for this, and this goes for like all gacha games, you want to roll like the first maybe 2 or 3 lines and see what you get. And normally after, like if you get HP defense, right, normally that echo is going to get scrapped later, so you don't want to use more lines on an echo like that. I also want to point out having purples are fine as long as the stats are correct. The priority, I would say, is get the correct stats and then go for finishing off the set. And you can just slowly replace the purples with the 5-star echoes as you're playing the game and just slowly grinding it out. Now, the next thing is your weapons that I want to talk about. So weapons and skills, actually. So if you ever log in and you're like, hey, what do I use my wave plates for? This is what I would highly recommend using your wave plates for at this point in the game. Another good use of your wave plates is the weekly bosses. So you get 3 weekly boss claims a week, which totals up to about 180 wave plates. And you're going to need these when your resonators hit the next rank to where they can unlock the final nodes in their skill trees. So take a look at whatever characters you're interested in building, take note of which materials they use, and clean out those weekly bosses for the 3 claims every week. Because you're not going to get it right now, but you're going to need the materials later. And now, since your map is a huge mess like mine, you can just go into your guidebook and look for these forgeries. So these forgeries will have the mats in specific to like a character and their skills. Like for example, this one, if I want to build my rover, I will farm this forgery for my weapon and my skills. And every character has like a different material depending on what type of weapon that they're using. And another one is to make sure you do these blue quests that pop up around your map. You might be exploring around the map and one of these blue quests pop up nearby. I highly, highly recommend doing these quests because I learned today that there are some quests that are time-gated, and after completing some of these time-gated quests, certain materials and shops become available to you to where you can buy items for in-game currency, like for free. So, like, free-to-play friendly stuff are locked behind some of these quests. For example, this Tiger's Maw shop over here, he sells, like, weapon upgrade materials, and this was the quest I was referring to. There's a couple of quests here that are time-gated. I believe there's, like, 2 quests. You do one, and then you come back the next day and do the other. But it sells, like, weapon upgrade materials and stuff like that for, like, practically 5 minutes of your time every day. So the last thing on the list is to make sure you are finishing your exploration of areas. That means doing the puzzles, collecting the chests, doing whatever weird challenges they have out in the map, side quests and stuff like that, obviously. So what that does is fill out your Pioneer gauge. So you want to get all these Pioneer rewards out of this shop. This is a one and done type deal, and once it's finished, you don't have to worry about it, but having the rewards being given to you for doing the just regular gameplay in general is pretty good. The other thing you want to do is collect all of your resonator, like the caskets. So these are those like squares that are just floating around in like hard to reach areas. So these caskets, you want to turn these in. This is also a one and done, but you want all the rewards from here, and you can slowly do this as well as you're just doing your normal gameplay. And other than that, it's just log in, do your dailies. That's pretty much it. So make sure you claim these every day. So there's like a whole bunch of these tasks, and this gives a very, very large chunk of Union XP. It's like about 2,000 a day. I want to say it's exactly 2,000 a day, but this is a very important thing to do as soon as you log in. It takes like 2 to 5 minutes at the most, and it's a huge gain. But other than that, that's all there is to do, and I say that as if it's not much, but it is a lot of stuff to actually do, and you can do this for a very, very long time. And soon, before you know it, you'll be Union level 40, and you'll be working on the next step of things. So this is kind of like an honorable mentions type of deal. These are some of the more difficult things you can do at this point in the game. So these are an option for you. So if you're like super hardcore and you run out of stuff to do, Tower of Adversity is definitely one of them. So Tower of Adversity is the one where you set up like different teams and you go out through the experimental zones and whatnot, and your goal is to eventually unlock the hazard zone and do the higher difficulty things. But you have you want to have one really strong team, because at the very end the last boss is level 70. So if you want to meet all the requirements, you want to use your strongest characters at the end. And there is also this exchange store. So this exchange store has really good stuff in it. I wish they didn't get rid of the tabs after you've bought them, but the first tab is usually for Tower of Adversity. The simulation training store, these purple currencies, these come from the tactical holograms. So the tactical holograms are usually all around the map. If you have a little bit of difficulty finding them, you can find a section in your guidebook. And it'll show all 4 of them, and you can see exactly where they are once you hit proceed, and it'll bring you straight to it. And lastly, there is the Elusive Realm. The Elusive Realm is like the roguelike mode for this game, so you can go in, and it's pretty fun. I actually think this is probably one of the best features this game has. But it has a store, and once again, it's empty because I bought the stuff, but there's good stuff in here. So make sure you clean out this shop if you get the chance. And once you go all the way up to like level 65, they have even like trial characters you can use up until level 65. As you can see, there's like a trial Taochi and Yang Yang. So once you hit level 70 though on this challenge, you cannot use any, there's no more trial characters. You have to use one of your own. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything of that nature, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. That's all for this video. And yeah, don't forget to like and sub on the way out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.